What is up, everybody? It's your boy Kramer, and as you can tell by the title, things are going pretty well. Especially since if you're keeping up with my channel, you know that not too long ago, just a few days ago, I actually just released a bankroll challenge video. So the fact that I'm doing another one, you could say things are going pretty well. So I'm going to be talking about it today. If you like these kinds of videos, please be sure to drop a like. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about, where to find good games or poker theory or anything like that. Let me know in the comments. Or if you just want to be a homie, drop a comment. That helps out the YouTube algorithm. As you all know, I'm sure you've all heard that a million times, but I still appreciate hearing from you guys. So, as you can tell by the title, we've been running okay. I was gonna say we've been running good, but we've been running really bad lately. But I've just been grinding and grinding and grinding, and it pays off. I've been booking like decent wins all week, and then today, I'll try to show you the graph later. But literally, like we played like 2,500 hands, and it's just like down, 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 because I keep getting bad beats and coolers, and then in a matter of like 200 hands, I go from minus like 100 to like plus 150, which is absolutely a huge swing at the micros. So, that's great for for the bankroll. So, also, it's worth clarifying. Yes, I am slightly clickbaiting because my $50 on top of the one, so I won $150 today playing poker. I might play more tonight and make more money, but I also might lose money. But at this moment in time, I'm at $154 or so in profit, plus $50 from the Beast, which I talked about in the last video. So if you guys are grinding on ACR, you should try to get onto the Beast leaderboard. It's not too hard to get like 1,600 combat points and make that extra $50, which is really nice. Okay, so that's the intro. Timestamps are below if you don't want to hear me talk. I'm going to talk a lot less than the last video. I know I talked a lot, but this one is going to be, a lot more good news, and also going to have some gameplay. So, check the timestamps if you don't want to hear me talk about random crap, because there is some random crap I want to talk about. So, I already mentioned the $200 day, which is great news. I felt like throwing in like a piece of like more personalized information into this video, because I feel like this is about like kind of me and my journey in poker. I don't know if you guys care about this stuff, but I don't know. I was watching these random tangent, but like I was watching these Dynasty Warrior videos like before I got on and started playing poker today, and it just made me like kind of think of my channel and be like, I don't know, I just felt like sharing it. So it's like when I was like 10, maybe like 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there, I played like Dynasty Warriors 4 and 5 for like, months and months and months, and like that was like my whole life. So I'm just curious, like if any of you guys played that, or if you have any other like random games that you're just like totally in love with. I also have like a Paper Mario tattoo on my bicep. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but I don't know. Tell me if this is like cringe putting this in here. You guys can tell me, but I have like a soft spot in my heart for like these old nostalgic games, and I came across that today, and I was like, share it with my channel. Maybe I'll put in some Dynasty Warrior gameplay in my next Bankroll Challenge video. All right, so the next thing is that even though I'm up a lot, like I don't remember where I left the bankroll off last time, but I can check where it's at right now. It's gonna be pretty darn high compared to what I'm used to. So it's 896, and that's before the Beast, and I still haven't redeemed any combat points or anything. So that is really good for us. My bankroll's been going up like crazy, but the crazy thing is I've been running bad all week. Like I haven't gotten like kings into my aces or like ace king into my aces at all, but I've run ace king into kings twice, got stacked both times. Kings into aces on the 50 and L game. So I've just been like getting a lot of coolers. I also ran quads into a straight flush, so lost another buy in there. And I've overall just like been missing every draw and just like running like crap. But I've been pushing through. I'm not trying to make this like a pity party or a sad story about me, because I'm still making money. So obviously you can't be running like the worst of all time, but I have been running really bad, but I've just been grinding through and just like keeping my nose down and trying to play good poker. And, things have been really good. So let me check what the bankroll was at. So let's see. The beginning of this week was like 5 days ago. So let's say about 10:04. It was like 5:44, and today it's, what did I say? 890 something, 896. So that's absolutely incredible. 896. So we've made like $350 in the last few days, which is just crazy. But things have been, life is good, everything's good, but like, man, I've been running really bad. But enough about that. So I guess that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about. Just like give some random life updates, throw in a little bit about me. I love old video games. I also play Warzone. If anyone wants to play in Warzone, you can leave your gamer tag in the not in the description, the comments, and I'm down to play with people. But that's it for me randomly talking. Hope everyone's doing well, and I appreciate the support. I said this at the end of the last video, but man, the YouTube channel's just been popping off. Like, for my standards of gaining like 1 sub a day, I've been gaining like 3 subs a day, and like sometimes like 10 subs a day, which is popping off to me. So I'm very appreciative of all the new subs. Thank you everyone who has liked my videos, commented, everything. Yeah, so I'm going to record some gameplay like talk over, because I was playing like music, so I have to like, and I also wasn't doing commentary, so I'm gonna do some commentary right now, and you guys are going to see that. Alright, so we are going to be looking at let me just make sure my camera is okay. We're going to be looking at this bomb pot. So we are going to get a beautiful hand with a beautiful flop, pocket aces. So here's the thing, you guys, I mean, I don't know what you might think, like everyone's different, but I think people might see this board, and it is a scary board. You don't want to see a heart, you don't want to see a 10, jack, or dime, or queen. There are definitely plenty of scary turns, but the reason I decided to check here is because this table has been like, everyone stabs at every pot like all the time. And especially Wida, like, he is the biggest fish that I've played with in a while. At least at this, at this, risking this amount of money. People are really fishy at the 10-0 games, but this guy's risking $50 playing like a gigantic fish. So anyway, he's been stabbing at pots. Wave Runner stabs at pots. Both of these guys are fairly, especially Tobra, he's really aggressive. So, or just like loose kind of aggressive. And so there's plenty of people who might stab at this, especially with something like the other ace or a king, or a heart draw or anything. So there's a lot of people stabbing, and I just decided to check it. Yeah, so that's pretty much my logic, is that a lot of people have been stabbing at pots lately, and so I'm just going to give someone the chance to do that and see how things play out, because if you get a bunch of callers, then you can raise. If you just get one caller, you can call. So that's what I decided to do. And it takes a minute, but everyone decides to check around, which we're not thrilled about. But the turn is absolutely a dream turn, because anyone who checked a king now has trips, and fish are just have a hard time letting go of trips, myself included. So absolutely beautiful turn there, and an absolutely horrible turn on this bottom left table, because I'm gonna get completely owned in that hand. But yeah, if you guys heard me, if you heard the audio for this bottom left hand, you would hear me raging, because this crap keeps happening to me, where I just turn the effective nuts into the actual nuts, and I just get destroyed for value, and I'm just So tired of it. Even though I don't beat anything, I'm just bluff catching at this point. I'm just like, I'm so sick of like losing. But anyway, back to the top hand. We have aces full, so we have the effective nuts. And what's so great about this board is that now an 8 or a king has a full house, and it's just like really hard for them to be beat. So at this point, I'm just hoping that, you know, someone please have something. Even an ace, like, give me something. And then I'm going to do a donkey call on the bottom left because I'm just so tired of running bad. I can't believe I'm running bad. It never stops, but no, I really am. It keeps going, so I need to have discipline there. But I don't even know if you guys can see that because of my camera. Well, anyway, he had the nuts versus my 2-pair. Anyway, we're back on the top left, and no one is stabbed. I'm very sad because I have aces full, and there's 2 full houses on the board, like with one card each, and I'm just sitting here with the nuts, and no one is betting Tobra. This is my boy. He absolutely stacked me in a pot earlier, which is going to be a pot I'm going to show you guys next. And as I mentioned earlier, this guy's been stabbing like crazy, and it turns out he's just bluffing because I don't think he's capable of folding a full house here. But finally, we get someone on the hook, so then I'm thinking, how do I get called here? And basically my logic is, I think this guy is so fishy that if he has an 8 or a king, there's just no way he can, especially a king, he's never folding, but he might have an 8, and I think he's bad enough to call a slightly larger than min raise here. Usually I min raise this spot, but because this guy's like just so bad, I do a little bit more than min raise, but not that much. And I'm just praying, like, please have an 8, because I just don't think he's folding an 8. And no one has anything. No one has a king, because kings are always going to call here. Everyone folds, and so does Wida. But we end up shipping a big pot, so that's about a $50 pot, which is absolutely awesome. So that is that. And I'm going to show you guys one more hand. Alright, so this is going to be the last hand of the session that I'm going to be talking about. Unless I can find one more I want to talk about, but probably the last one. So this is a fairly standard, this is a standard open. If you're on the button in an open pot with Queen 10, definitely an open in my book. So I open, very standard. We get called by this guy, Tehran, is so loose. A 23 VP in full ring is just like such a losing way to play. And anyway, his range is absolutely anything. Like King 6, freaking Queen 6. Like he has just about everything in his range. And so, you know, we're happy to play pots with him. So we flop an open ender, and basically we have King Jack in our range. We have kings. We have you know, a very wide range here, and generally their range is quite weak. So also, if we hit the straight, we want to build a pot. So I bet a size that kind of says I've got a, you know, strong holding, and we see a turn. So the turn is actually the nuts, and we of course are very happy to see this. And so he checks. So at this point, again, we kind of put him on these like King 10, King 6, King 5. Like he's got all these like Jack 8. Like he's got all of these hands in his range. And it's almost useless to kind of try to put him on a hand. But you know, we got the nuts. So we're going to bet a size that can get called by all of these random hands. And, you know, just keep building this pot. And we get raised. So at this point, I'm just like 100% sure that we're just chopping. But it's also possible he has like King X of hearts, 4X of hearts, even King 9, Jack 9. But in my mind, I am like pretty much positive that we're just going to chop, because it's like that would be a really stupid check raise on the turn. Because I could have queen 10. But, you know, part of me wants to like call or min raise. But then I'm like, well, in case he actually doesn't have the same hand, we want to get a lot of value and maybe entice him to go all in before the river because we don't want to get sucked out on. So, you know, for this, you know, we have the nuts, but we have a very vulnerable hand still. So I decided to raise it. This guy's bad enough to call these like slightly, okay. I thought it was a bigger raise than that. It's just about a min raise. So I just min raise again. And I think he just calls. So we see a pretty ugly river. But at this point in my mind, I'm just thinking, well, we're probably just chopping. Like that's absolutely what I thought. Like who check calls the flop and then check raises the turn. It just seems like we're chopping. But then he insta ships it, and I already know what's gonna happen. I know he's got a boat here, but I'm just too frustrated to lay it down. And there's also a chance for chopping. If you asked me to bet, my life on it, I would have folded here. But I was just like, there's now 177 big blinds, and I have to call 57. He's also the type of player to spaz out with like ace 10 of hearts. Like, well, he doesn't have ace 10 of hearts, but like he's just like a spazzy player. And like I said, in my heart, I honestly thought I was beat, but I think you can see, yeah, I think I was hovering over the fold button, but I decided to call. It's a tilt call, 100%. We get the bad news, so that one really hurt. A 234 big blind pot, which is like, what is that? $117. So that one really hurt. And we were very, very angry after this one, throwing stuff, and we just lost that. Or yeah, I don't know. These kinds of things have been happening a lot. So the run bad has been real. If we just play out our equity there, I'm winning that pot like, I don't know, 80% of the time or something, and it's like a plus 117 instead of minus like 59 or whatever it comes out to be. So very very unfortunate. Okay, I decided there's another really good hand to talk about, and I also just don't want to end it on like me complaining about a bad beat. So I'm actually going to show a really cool hand that I was very proud of, and there's like a lot of deep thinking about it that a lot of people might not they might not arrive at. So this might be very instructional for some people. So basically we see serially over here he opened a standard open and we got a call. So looking down at aces against a guy who seems fairly aggressive, 4 aggression factor, 8 3-bet percentage, which isn't huge, but it's, he's a fairly loose aggressive player at these stakes at least. And also I've got aces, so I usually size, normally you size up when someone called an open and you're 3-betting. So that's what I do anyway. So yeah, I make it, around 4x, which actually is a little bit small now that I'm saying it out loud, but just the way that these games play, that's a big raise traditionally. So he decides to call, which is like not that surprising. So in my head, I'm thinking all pocket pairs except kings, probably queens he's 4-bet or 5-betting, or what was it? Raise 3-bet. Okay, that would be a 4-bet. So queens plus he's going to be 4-betting, but all other pocket pairs are in his range. So 5s through jacks are all in his range. Jack 10 suited, king queen suited, king jack suited. So that's kind of his range. And this is by no means the worst flop in the world. I am worried about JNG also flopping a set, but he's just a pretty like fishy, loose guy. But at the same time, we don't want to bloat this pot with an overpair, so I'm just going to play it passively and kind of see what happens. So we check. We also have the ace of spades, so if worse comes to worse and we turn a spade, we're going to be alive no matter what. So serially, you know, you can kind of just pick up on people's vibes. I felt like he was just a guy who was willing to bluff. Also, someone who has a huge stack is probably just a little bit of an action player, you know, willing to get it in. So, given these reasons, I just don't give him that much credit. But also, it's like you can't just fold to one bet. So I call, pretty much saying I have kings or aces and I'm not gonna fold. That's basically what I'm saying when I play like this. So the turn could also bring a set. We are, you know, sixes. All of these hands are in his range. Fives through, you know, fives through jacks. They're all in his range for a set. So, but just based on his bet sizing, I just did not think he had a set. I think sets are usually betting bigger than this, especially on the flop. So we check all the flop. We check the turn. And we're actually, I think he bets pretty big. So he bets about three fifths, so like 60% a pot. So fairly sizable. There isn't too much to say. Like he could have his beat here with a set, but there's still a lot of hands we're ahead of, like king jack, queen jack, even jack 8 suited, jack 10 suited. Just all broadways might be betting this, hoping that they hit top pair or a gutter. So I'm still not convinced. I still have to call here, in my opinion. I think I'm thinking here, giving it some honest thought, and then the river's actually pretty darn good because he just doesn't have many tens in his range, and now we know that if he bets big, he's representing like very few hands, because it's just like how many 10x's does he have in his range, and then like how many like full houses does he have in his range. It's like, yes, he's got plenty, but just based on the way he's been betting, like the flop bet was just very weak. Like no one bets that small with a set, in my opinion. And that was kind of like the biggest indicator. Also the fact that he has a big stack, fairly loose guy, 4 aggression factor, and also just my spot looks so weak. It's just like asking to get bluffed. And so for all of these reasons, we're pretty much not intending on folding to any bet here. I think he bets like 110 or something. I don't remember. Also the tank. People don't really tank and then bomb it with the nuts. That's just not something that happens very often. So he bets, 100 big blinds, 97.5, and I think I pretty much snap call because I just don't think that he's betting in this exact pattern with, 6 full, 9's full, 5's full, jack 10 even. I don't know if he's betting that much with that much, but he is going to bet that much when he's trying to get me to fold. So we absolutely crush him, and we take down a 309 big blind pot, which is pretty great. And then also, while I'm here, I'm also going to show this top right hand because right after this, I won a massive pot with ace queen suited. So I'll just show this one really fast. It's just a very fast pot. Standard 3-bet. Manolo 30 is he's a loose player, so we can just profitably 3-bet ace queen suited here. And also we're just squeezing, so there's equity of just getting them to fold. Or I don't know if equity is the right word, but just like it's profitable. And we just basically flop the nuts. Absolute dream flop. And wouldn't you know that Manolo just decides it's time to ship it in, drawing dead. So we just have like I said, basically the nuts, and he just has 9s, and we're just fading 2 outs, and it's just like we're in heaven. We love to see this back-to-back gigantic pots, and boy, are we feeling good because we've been running bad lately, and man, that feels good. So that was a $126 pot, which is really big for our bankroll, and we just scooped both those pots, played both hands like perfectly in my opinion, and life was good, and that's how we ran it up so much. So that is going to conclude this episode of the Bankroll Challenge. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff, enjoyed what I had to share here. I'm going to give one more update about the bankroll. So right now it's $8.96, and we're going to be getting a $50 deposit from the Rakeback leaderboard today. Or we're going to get that tomorrow. So effectively we are at $9.50, and then we also have that $50 in Rakeback. So we're actually at like 1,000, which is absolutely awesome. So we're going to try to keep up this momentum. I've kind of been having the goal of making like $100 a day this week. That's like a slightly ambitious goal, but that's kind of like where my mind's at. Things have been going very well in poker, even though we're not running too great, but I don't want to keep talking about that. Sorry for complaining so much, but things are going well. Things are on the up and up, and we're just going to look to keep increasing stakes, going up stakes, and eventually I'd like to be at the 50NL Zoom. If I can beat that as well as I beat the 10NL Zoom, then that's going to be really good money. So looking forward to that, but that's going to wrap up the video. Once again, thank you for all the new subs. Thank you for anyone watching who's been here the whole time. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate people who comment. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and take care.